Alright. Normally I don't do these videos. I need to start doing them more often. But here we got starter from a 95 Chevy C3500 6.5 diesel. We're going to change this solenoid out. We have standard. New solenoid got from local parts store. Let's change this sucker. There's plenty of videos out there showing how to take and change them. Reason I'm taking the time and making one showing how to swap the starter. There's too many videos showing how to replace them. But what you don't see is videos showing how to repair. Alright, like I was saying, there's too many videos that show you how to replace starters. And my problem with that is the biggest half the place you go to now, you have nothing but parts replacers, not actual mechanics. See, back in the day, there was actual mechanics. Those that knew how to go in, figure out what the issue was, pull that specific piece apart, and replace it or repair it, depending on what was going on with that said item or part, whatever you want to consider it. And you ask me, that's a dying art as far as people that know how to do that. Give me a minute here. Okay, after taking a look at this thing, something I forgot is, see how it's got that little plate right here, looks like the shaft. I forgot you got to pull the whole nose cone off to get this sucker out. The last time I pulled one of these apart and changed the solenoid, I was still running that old Dodge. That's, yeah, right there. I was still running that truck. Anybody knows me knows that was actually red and white when I drove it around. It's mostly stayed in a small little town. But anyway, let's get this critter apart. There's two of these long bolts. Both of them same size. Took an 8mm to get them off. The two small bolts that hold the solenoid was a 10. If I had to guess, looking at the condition of the starter, because it ain't all covered grease and grime and dirt, I'd say it's probably been changed within the last year or two. there's a small bolt here. Then down on the other side down here, there's another one. Both those are 10 millimeters. There's one here, and I just mentioned where the other one go. That 10 millimeter. That's how long they are. Your solenoid bolts are shorter. Try not to mix them up. And one of them, these two here, this one will go here. It'll sit right there. This one here, which is a little over an inch, will actually set down here in this spot, right in there. Miscellaneous hardware from other projects. Then your starter pulls apart. Oh. Right. If you look, you have a gear right here, which then will turn this gear right here, which will turn your starter gear. That is why you got to pull it off, so you can tilt it down far enough. Okay, now this is the old one. See what was going on, and the reason this is being changed is when you preheat the glow plugs and you turn the key, it would fire up, start, no issue. When you let your finger off the key, the starter would disengage the way it should. Then there's times where you'd have to cycle the switch, and sometimes even take a screwdriver from this stud here to this stud. So going in a pattern like that and crossing it. Just like that. To get the turnover. Then it would take spells to where it didn't even want to do that. Where you had to play with it to get it to turn over. And what it was, the way this truck's set, and give me just a second, let me grab my diagram. Alright. Let me move that out of the way. I got too much going on here. If you look right here, you have your ignition switch, which if you have a manual, from your ignition switch there is a yellow wire that comes out, which will go to your clutch start switch. From there, it'll be a purple wire that, if you follow, will go down here to your starter. And what was happening, because this switch was replaced brand new, which didn't fix the issue. Well, when you press the clutch pedal down, it sends power from this yellow wire to this purple wire. It completes that circuit. It would close this gate right here is what it would do. And when it closes that gate, it'll send current from here to here, which would send power to the starter. Well, what was happening is when you turn the key and press that clutch pedal down, this gate will close and remind you. Turn the key on, take your hand off it, just have it in the run position. As soon as you take and press the clutch pedal or push in on the switch, which will close this gate, it is instantly turning the motor over. So you'd be going down the road, every time you go to touch that clutch pedal, it'd spin the motor over. Well, it would engage the starter. Which, what it was, is the contacts inside the solenoid were sticking. Which it is. Let me look at this so I don't tell you wrong. Which this gate would close and it would constantly let that motor run non-stop. And after a while, it's just gonna fuck the starter up. So inside here, this solenoid, the contacts were sticking. So this old solenoid, I have not attempted it, but I'm going to do this right in front of y'all just for the heck of it. Let me get the right socket. I have a new solenoid here. That's another reason why I'm just going to do this. Will this come apart properly? I do not know. Now, fun fact, the truck in the background, if any of you guys follow me on YouTube or TikTok, shit, you guys will actually see on Biggs Built Hot Rods, that truck makes an appearance. There's no driver's side fender, no hood. Trying to get this apart without messing it up is going to be the absolute fun part. Which there might be a snap ring up in the top, so hang on. Just realized I forgot to hit record there. Probably just gonna have to keep messing with it until you get it completely apart. I'm not seeing no form of a snap ring of any sort. Not saying there ain't. See, I'm taking a minute here. Yeah, I could be putting that starter back together. Trying to do this without breaking it. Getting this solenoid part is going to be a video for another time. Back to the main one. Alright. There's that. Okay, here we go. Take what I usually do, because this is a moving part and it's new. I'll take and shoot me a little bit of white lithium grease into there, just like so. The reason I do that, there's a little fork inside there, and it tilts this way to engage, and it goes this way to disengage. When that kicks toward the transmission, that'll send this gear back down. Take and snug them down, just like that.
The other one's in the oven.